Yes, my dear.
Out of all your voice acting roles, which is one of your favourite and which would you love to do next?
Oh, okay, well, my favorite is probably Edward Elric from Full Metal Alchemist. Did you see this cosplayer? Stand up. Show him your awesome arm. Whoa! I love it. You know what, you guys? I see my second favorite character in the back there. Tamaki. Hello. You're a beautiful poor person. You know, for the longest time, I was always afraid to answer the question, who's the favorite character you've ever played? Because, you know, I don't want to disappoint anybody, right? So if somebody walks up to me dressed as Yuki from Vampire Night and says, who's your favorite character? I'll look her over and I'm like, I bet she would really love it if I said Zero. So I'll say Zero. If somebody comes dressed as Ruby, I'll say Uncle Crow, my favorite character. You know, or if this guy comes up and says, who's your favorite character? He would probably think it was cool if I said, oh, Ikaku from Bleach is awesome. But something very important happened in my life a few years ago. I recorded the final line of dialogue from Brotherhood. And when I realized that I probably would never get to play that character again, and I felt so sad because I loved Ed so much, and I played that character longer, I think, than almost any other character I played. I had to kind of concede that I love Ed the best, the tiny pipsqueak alchemist, and so Ed's probably my favorite, but Tamaki is a very close second place. And I know what this guy wants to ask right here. He probably wants to ask about Broly and the new movie that's going to be coming out. So the question that everybody has asked me at my table has been, are you playing Broly in the new movie? Here's my answer. I sure as hell better be. I mean, there he is. Oh, dang. He's awesome. No. But you know what? I've played him, I think, even longer than Edward. I played Broly like 15 years, and every English incarnation of Broly. 3 movies, 13 video games. So I was very excited to hear that they're making a Broly movie, and that he's finally coming into canon and into the Prime Universe. So I'm sure excited about it. There's still some time. We haven't really started on anything yet. They just announced it. Oh yeah. Squash, yeah. Broly Squash is him. In fact, see that? He used to be life-size. And that's what happened after Broly stomped on him. Yeah, so Broly's awesome. Yes, question? Anybody? Yes, sir. Didn't think I would come back here. It's just like, he'll never come back here.
When you were in Air, who was your favourite character in that?
Air? I love that you even mentioned that. Air. How many of you have seen an anime called Air? Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful, isn't it? I play this character named Yukito. He's this homeless guy who hangs out on the seawall and eats ramen. But it's really beautiful. Check it out. It's such a beautiful show. There's this young girl, this high school girl named Misuzu, is that right? And Misuzu's kind of an outcast, like she doesn't have a lot of friends at school. She kind of sits by herself at lunch, you know what I mean? She's kind of the outsider. And Yukito is this homeless guy. He's kind of an outsider. And the two of them become friends. And it's a beautiful story. CJ, get on that right away. I'm gonna work on the Captain Kirk lightsaber picture, and you watch Air. Okay, it's a deal. And you know, you just reminded me, Deadpool. Any Deadpool fans here? Okay, don't get scared. I just played a role in a fan film online that's exploding called Deadpool the Musical. And I'm playing Captain America. Because he's my fave. So check it out. So check it out online. In fact, it's the second one. Deadpool the Musical 2. Check it out. Pardon me? Yes! Yes!
What is your your dream movie role?
My dream movie role? I've kind of already done it. I mean, I don't have any dream movie roles, but I've always wanted since I was 9 years old to play Captain Kirk. And I've done it. So I am extremely grateful. Every day is a blessing. Every day is a gift. Would I play Kirk in Star Trek Discovery? In a New York minute. I would pay them to let me play Kirk in the new Discovery. But I don't think that's going to happen. Yes?
What did you think about the ending to Full Metal Alchemist?
You know what? I was glad that Brotherhood had an ending. Because the first Full Metal didn't, right? I was so bummed out when the first one was over. I was like, what the heck? This is not an ending. What happened to Ed and Al and Winry? And then Conqueror of Shambhala came out, the movie. But one of the things that I loved most about Brotherhood was that it actually had an ending. And when I saw the ending, I sobbed. Oh my gosh, I cried. Because, you know, Ed finally having the moment with Winry. And when I realized what was happening, I was like, oh my gosh, I love it. They actually gave it an ending. So, yes, I love it.
Detective skills.
What?
How are your detective?
Please tell me you're talking about Bungo Stray Dogs. Anybody know that show? Oh my gosh, are you? Oh my gosh, I love it. My first cosplay of that character I've seen. Oh, how beautiful. I'm working on a lot of new shows right now. Ruby, of course, is continuing. Oh my gosh. There's a show called Twin Star Exorcists. Working on that, working on Digimon. And Naruto Never Ends. I think the Japanese translation for the word Naruto is forever. Like it just keeps going. But another show that I'm working on that she just asked about is a show called Bungo Stray Dogs. And I play this character named Rampo, and he's adorable. I love him. He's a twerp. Oh my gosh. Yes.
Hi, you touched on this before about Full Metal Alchemist, but there's been a couple of series that ended prematurely, such as Full Metal and Oran. Were you ever tempted to actually just read the manga to see the full ending itself?
This is a trick question, I know it. You're tricking me. You know what? No is the short answer. I have not read the manga. But I will tell you this. If you guys know anime, you know that the anime series often do not follow the manga. In fact, I would even dare go so far as to say many of the characters in anime series are different than they are in the manga. Right? Would you agree with that? You know, they're just portrayed differently. They kind of flesh out different. Their personalities, their interactions are a little different. Well, for me, I'm playing the anime character. So it would be a little confusing. It might be a little bit of a conflict to read a manga and go, well, my character's like this in the manga, but he's like this in the anime. So I don't really want to confuse it. I kind of just stick with the anime series and the characters as they are. But I will tell you something. When Brotherhood came out, let me start over. When we first heard that there was going to be more Full Metal Alchemist, my first reaction was, awesome, more Full Metal. But my second reaction was, uh-oh, what if it's not good? I mean, we've all seen plenty of sequels to many things that were not anywhere near as good as the original, right? And the original Full Metal was so good that I was a little scared that Brotherhood couldn't possibly be as good, right? But when I heard, where are you? When I heard that Brotherhood was going to follow the manga, I felt a lot better about it. You know why? Because for the years that we had been doing the original Full Metal Alchemist, fans would come up to me at conventions and they would say, I love Full Metal, I love Full Metal, have you read the manga? And I would say, no. And they're like, oh my gosh, the manga is so great. So when I heard that Brotherhood was going to follow the manga, I was kind of relieved. Because I've heard from you guys for years that the manga was so good. So when I knew that it was going to follow that, I felt a lot better. Question?
Do you know that there's actually a scientific reason that Ed has vertical issues?
There's a scientific reason
Yeah.
that he's a pygmy?
Yeah.
Please tell me so I can use it forever.
So basically, you know when the first incident happened, so Ed's connected to Alphonse.
Yeah.
So the nutrients Ed takes in the physical world, some of it goes to Alphonse in the truth world. So that's why he's still alive, but very, very scrawny.
That makes very good sense to me.
The nutrients that Ed would
Are you guys buying that?
the nutrients that Ed would have used to grow to his height that he does at the end of the series is taken by Alphonse.
I love you.
Yeah, because Alphonse is.
You have made my life better. I have been trying to explain for 10 years why Ed is a shrimp, and I don't have any answer for it, except he doesn't drink milk. I'm going to start saying that, well, because Ed sacrificed a bunch of nutrients that he needed to grow in order to help Alphonse. I love this story. That's amazing. Yes, sir. CJ, is this not the best job you've ever had? He's like, hey, I'm going to go grab a coffee. Anybody want anything?
Like we all know, in anime series, lots of bad things, good things, happy things can happen. Literally, the world's your oyster. How do you approach scenes that are a little darker? So, for instance, when Broly smashes Paragus in his little time capsule, in their little capsule in the first one, do you actually go to those places in your head in order to do the voices, or do you just?
You know what? Some characters, certainly, you go those places. Not with Broly. In fact, you know what this reminds me of? Have you guys read, anybody that's read about the new movie that's coming out? Somebody told me that the creators of DBZ have said that they want Broly to be a little more fleshed out. That they want to develop the character a little bit more. Because, I mean, as much as I love the character, let's be honest. I mean, he just yells Kakarot and kills people and destroys planets like he's just an angry guy, right? Because a baby cried when he was little. You know, that could use a little development, I think. And I think the creators realized that as well. And they probably sat down at a table and said, if we're going to bring Broly back, we should probably flesh him out a little bit, give him a little bit more background, a little bit more development. So I'm hoping that that's going to be the case with this new movie. And in answer to your question in general, I love those moments. I love the more heart-breaking, emotional, heavy moments. Even in Full Metal, those were my favorite. I mean, sure, it's fun to yell short rants, but it doesn't, you don't connect the same way. I really love those kind of moments. They're my favorites. I mean, as an actor, those are the ones you love to play.